What's up guys, I'm Shane and welcome to Spare Change. You'll find home theater related videos here as well as reviews for media content like 4K Blu-rays. So if you haven't subscribed yet, consider tapping that subscribe button. In for a review, we have the movie that sparked a worldwide phenomenon back in 2008. We've got Twilight on 4K Blu-ray. I won't be reviewing the movie, I'm just going to share with you my thoughts on the video and audio quality. Now for a few tech specs. The movie was shot on 35mm. It's got a 2K DI. It's rated PG-13. Runtime is 122 minutes. Aspect ratio is 235:1. And yes, you'll get those black letterbox bars. So the first thing I noticed about this transfer is how good the black levels are in this. HDR usage really deepened blacks and brought out some very good contrast. I didn't notice any issues with shadow details as they were still discernible, which is a good thing since most of the movie has a darker color palette. And speaking of color, if you've seen the movie, you'll know it's really devoid of any eye-catching vividness. The look is cold and overcast, with nice gradations of grays and blues, which is a great representation of the wet, rainy town the movie takes place in. Coming from the 1080p version, I found colors were a tad bit richer and more pleasing. Greens were a little more saturated, and flesh tones are a bit warmer as well. Spectral highlights are found sparingly throughout, with Sparkly Edward in Chapter 8 being the main highlight.
You're beautiful.
Detail and sharpness isn't a huge boost over the regular Blu-ray, but there is some added refinements and close-ups. The cotton texture on Bella's sweater is cleaner here, and you can even make out some of the applied makeup to cover blemishes. Aside from some tighter near-field shots, you may have a hard time telling the difference between 4K and 1080p. Audio gets a new Dolby Atmos mix, and I found it was pretty much a non-player in this presentation. I didn't hear anything attention-grabbing coming from the overheads except some slight ambiance. Even during the rainy scene in Chapter 9, I didn't hear any rain coming from above. Chapter 13's baseball game is probably the main highlight of this movie. There's some great bass here, along with some front-to-back sound movement. Lower channels were relegated to mostly atmospherics like rain and wind, and the front channels had a very nice wide soundstage. The musical score is likely the best thing about this new audio mix, as it was clean and detailed throughout. Bass response was light for the most part, but seeing how this isn't exactly an action movie, it's to be expected. Dialogue was always clean and clear and easily heard. So for audio, I'm gonna go with 7. I enjoyed the soundtrack, but obviously I would have liked more coming from the Heights speakers. More atmospherics, more ambiance. I mean, they are out in the woods, right? For video, I'm gonna go with 7.8. Black levels here I thought were great, and a nice upgrade over the regular Blu-ray. This isn't a profound increase in the detail department, but there is some refinements here and there. The movie was also shot on 35mm, so you can expect a decent amount of grain in this. So should you pick this up in 4K if you already own the regular Blu-ray? If you're a die-hard fan, it's clearly the best way to watch it. If you're a casual fan, you could probably stick with the original copy. Now, if you're interested in grabbing this disc, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Let us know in the comments, are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? Follow us on social media, and if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys again in the next video.